in Warchant TV, warchant.com, where the news is good all the time. He's the managing editor. That's Ira Schoffel. I'm Jeff Cameron of the Jeff Cameron Show. Man, what good news. We had heard whispers, Ira, but for those that don't know, Florida State is going to be taking on Georgia Tech in Dublin, Ireland in 2024. And you and I will be there. No doubt about it. That's going to be awesome.
That's what I was talking to Ben, the producer, beforehand. He said, do we know who all is going to be going? And I was like, well, I know I'm going, and I know Jeff's going to go, and we'll figure it out. I'm sure Gene's going to go, and whether or not Corey gets in a plane to fly to Europe or not, we'll have to see. But no, it's going to be and I'm sure Tom Lang's going to want to go. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be fantastic. And I know some fans, you've seen some responses. It doesn't really, I don't know. I think if Florida State announced they were giving every season ticket holder $50, I think there would be some people who complain about something.
What the hell? I don't want your $50.
I'm not sure how some people have found the negative to this, but some people have found the negative. I think it's going to be awesome.
It's a Georgia Tech home game, guys. Florida State's not ruining their home schedule. It's Georgia Tech who's broke. They need the money, and we benefit by going to play them in Ireland so they can get a paycheck, and we'll get one too, and we'll go to Dublin. And by the way, I've been to Dublin. I spent some quality time in Dublin 17 years ago. I plan to do it all over again. I'll meet you at St. James Gate. We'll go to the top floor and have ourselves a Guinness. It's a good time. I can account for that.
It's going to be awesome. On that note, I mean, I think there was some speculation, and Michael Alford put out, well, I guess actually it was one of the Irish members of the Irish consulate announced that they had a meeting with Michael Alford back in January. And that's kind of where it was on Twitter. And that's where a lot of the kind of rumors started brewing because, Ireland has hosted several college football games. Last year it was Nebraska, Northwestern. Notre Dame's gone several times. We like to go to Atlanta. It would be cool. But going to Florida State playing in Dublin is a once in a lifetime.
If you really feel bummed out about the missed opportunity to drive to Atlanta, go get in your car, park it in front of a tree, and sit there. There you go. There's Atlanta. That's it, buddy. Bumper to bumper. Hours, not moving. That's what you miss. That's what you're going to miss. Georgia Tech Stadium sucks. Campus, not all that impressive. Don't worry about it, guys. Ireland's better. Trust me on this. Let's go. Let's go. It's good times. By the way, my niece goes to Georgia Tech. So bless her heart, I'm ripping her school. But maybe she'll meet us over there as well. And by the way, they all live in Atlanta, and they're happy to get out. So it's going to be great. It's going to be a good time. I can't wait. Anything you want to add to this? Really, we wanted a video just to announce, for those that didn't know, that Florida State is indeed playing Georgia Tech in Ireland in 2024. Any other particulars that you want to get out there just for the listeners or the fans of obviously Florida State football who probably be making that trip? I would imagine this is going to be a well-attended game.
Yeah, I did a couple things. One is Florida State did announce that they're taking deposits right now. They know that everybody can't just write a blank check right now for a trip to Ireland, so they're taking deposits. I think it's $250. I think the website Seminoles2Ireland.com, and if you go to Seminoles.com, you can see that information if you want to put a deposit down to get into their ticket packages. So that's going to be available. If you look back at last year's game, the Nebraska-Northwestern game, I think they said there was around 20,000 fans that came over from the United States, fans of those schools that came over. Obviously, people in Ireland will be going. People across Europe will be going as well. You talked a lot to Sean Callahan, who's with our sister site in Nebraska, and they were there last fall, and I know you talked to him about it. What kind of things did they tell you?
Overwhelmingly positive feedback. That's exactly right, Ira. I had a good chance to get to know Sean this year, and one of the ways it started was my work with the Nebraska website the opening weekend of the season, where I interviewed him when he was in Dublin. And I interviewed him and talked to him about the experience of the Nebraska fans, but also the experience for the media. And he could not have said more glowing things or sung greater praise for this entire experience. It was made easy. It was accessible. Obviously, you're flying across the pond. It's a long way to go, and it's expensive. Outside of that, there really isn't anything negative to say about that trip. Again, I've been to Dublin. I know where this game is going to be played. It's a wonderful city. The people are inviting. I can't really think of anything that would be negative. I know that his experience and the Nebraska fans' experience was overwhelmingly positive, save for the fact that it was omen of many things to come. They blew that game late and lost to Northwestern, like they did most of the games they played last year. But outside of the results, he had a great time.
Hey, at least Scott Frost got a trip to Ireland out of the deal. He ended up getting fired. But a couple more details. The game will be played week 0, August 24th. And so it's another week 0 game, which gives you an extra bye week to prepare for your season opener. And then, from your normal season opener. And then also, I think that in the release that FSU sent out, that they're going to have 3 buys that season.
Wow.
So again, it's a big deal, man. You're transporting an entire football team across, to Europe. So there's going to be some challenges involved, but they do have an extra week that season. So it's not going to hurt this team, I don't think, from a preparation standpoint. They're not concerned about that throughout the course of the season.
Yeah, 3 buys is always a good thing. And Florida State's going to be going through a transition at that time. So if you look at the roster as it is now, we know we got to get while the getting's good. This year could be a really kind of a choppy season in 2024. We'll have to wait and see. I know you've got a radio interview you got to do. I can put the wrap on the video if you want, buddy. Go ahead and tell the masses. In fact, you're going on with a host in Atlanta. So there you go. It comes full circle. He's the managing editor of Warchant.com, Ira Schoffel. I'm Jeff Cameron of the Jeff Cameron Show. Plenty more on this story and so many others, obviously, involving Florida State. You guys know the deal. Like this video so that you'll be notified when more of them appear. Also, go to warchant.com. Check out the Jeff Cameron Show, Seminole headlines, and Wake Up Warchant as well. Everything comes back next week for sure, but we'll have more updates as they are known here on warchant.com and Warchant TV. Good job, Ben. Thanks, Ira. Until next time, everybody, go get your tickets. Let's go to Ireland together. It'll be good fun, and probably a Noles victory, right? Good times. Go Noles.